Hey everybody, happy Sunday again. It is Nayah here. It is week 61 and I'm actually doing week 61's video. So this week we are talking about language and labels and what some words mean to us and yeah, and like what is queer. So I will start with labels and how I use them. If I have to put a label on myself, I identify as queer. The reason I choose queer is because it seems to be the broadest, most all-encompassing thing I can think of. I really prefer not to put labels, to be honest. But queer for me will do in a pinch. Taryn, I believe, also identifies as queer, but again, he prefers not to put a label on anything. And in fact, when asked, he usually says, "I am me" or "I am Taryn." If people ask about our relationship, we tend to say we're a queer couple. Again, it's very broad and encompassing. I personally do not identify as pansexual. To me, pansexual is something that I cannot say I necessarily am, due to the fact that I've never initially been attracted to all people. Queer works for me because at one point I identified more as lesbian just because I knew no different. Being in a relationship with Taryn, I personally don't want to just use the term lesbian because yes, overall I'm attracted to females, but Taryn, through his transition, I find very attractive. So therefore that, to me, for me personally, I then lose any connection to, not any connection, I lose my personal connection to lesbian, and I don't ever know if that's completely fit me. I'm very androgynous, personally. Sometimes I can be considered probably genderqueer. You know, I don't really care how I'm perceived, male or female, although I do identify as female. So therefore, queer, just so broad, fits perfect for me if there has to be a label. As far as language goes, I mean, I kind of touched on it a little bit. You know, we are not huge in the trans or LGBT community here. We do have several friends that are gay or trans, and you know, we are not super picky with our language. The only one that Taryn totally hates is transgendered. Yeah, he just really hates that. So it is transgender, not transgendered. So that is a big picky no-no for him. So yeah, I mean, not big on labels, not super picky on most language, and that's kind of how it rolls in our household. I think that these days there are so many words that people use, that the majority, especially in the trans community, that the majority of people have absolutely no idea about. So therefore, if we choose to use certain trans language or language that is typically used within the community, such as maybe gender neutral pronouns other than they, you know, such as Z, or you know, something along those lines, people are totally like mind fucking blown. And so I tend to stay away from those types of things, especially if I feel like I'm around ignorant people. that are just not open to hearing and being educated on another language. So, but if someone wants to talk, I mean, I will give what knowledge I have and then say, go do your research, because I by no means know everything that there is to know. I mean, I can only speak from my personal experiences within the community. So, yeah, I guess that's about it. So, everyone have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Bye.